Okay, something I didn't already touch on in my previous video is Nappa. I forgot all about Nappa. So they bring up the problem of Nappa. Nappa in the Saiyan arc actually shows a electricity in his aura when he boosts up and attacks Tien Shinhan and chops off his arm. So I went like, oh crap, that's actually a pretty good argument, right? If Nappa did it before, then thunder in the aura cannot really prove that it is a Super Saiyan 2, right? If Saiyans can do it before, then, so what is it? Now, I went to look for answers, and first thing I realized was that the thunder is a different color. So now we're arguing colors again, which is never a really strong argument. But Super Saiyan 2 in the anime had a blue electricity, and in the anime Nappa had yellow electricity. But in the manga panels, Super Saiyan 2 has yellow electricity, and Nappa too has yellow electricity, which poses a problem for my theory. So I'm like, crap, I need to do some more research to this, right? I need to get to the bottom of this. And as it turns out, no, actually Nappa's little thunder thing isn't a aura at all. So what happens is, when a Saiyan turns Super Saiyan 2, he has electric sparks around his aura. And he keeps those even in combat. When they start to throw hands, they keep the thunder. It's with them all the way. Now in some manga panels it's not there, but don't forget, during the Buu Saga, Akira Toriyama was kind of being burned out on Dragon Ball Z, and he would quit Dragon Ball Z after the Buu Saga, right? So seeing some laziness in some panels can be expected, but the principle is a Super Saiyan 2 and beyond has thunder in their aura. Nappa only has lightning effect during his power-up, and only once. The initial power-up Nappa does has this spark, has these sparks. And as soon as he goes for the attack, they're gone. I went through the entire manga. I looked one up online and went through the entire thing. I will show you some panels. He has this punch thing, and you have this glow around his fist, indicating that he has captured all this energy in his fist. And he actually has a sort of boost sequence in the manga 3 times. But only the initial one, we see thunder for like 3 panels. 2 small ones and then the big one. And after which it's gone. So what this is actually just Nappa sort of pushing his power as fast as he can, accelerating it as fast as he can, and that creates these sparks. It is a instability, which is funny because they say the same thing about Super Perfect Cell. Super Perfect Cell has lightning, and what they say is that, it's a instability of Super Perfect Cell. He cannot truly control the transformation, he cannot truly control the new power, so it is unstable.
When it's kind of just a statement of power or maybe instability, I think, and it's an interesting concept, that the electricity is really just a form of an instability in a way.
You're suggesting that Perfect Cell's perfect power is not perfect.
Are you sure about that?
Because it sounds kind of silly. If anything is unstable, that makes more sense that Nappa, sort of boosting his power, accelerating his power when he goes from 0 to, full fight mode. It makes sense that he has a short instability in his power in those panels, rather than Cell coming back, having this aura and just say, yes, I have now powered up like Son Gohan. Right? What makes more sense? Nappa has an instability in his aura, not Cell. Which brings us to the math. Okay, so the next thing I sort of noted down is the mathematics of this all. Mike from Laughingstock Media mentions that things don't add up.
The math just doesn't make any sense.
Not at all, and...
Are you kidding me, bro? We have no power levels for this entire arc. You can make the numbers fit. It's not that hard. Okay, without any actual number crunching, because I suck at math. It's not that hard. Like, okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna be very blunt with you. Cell's fanboys hype his power up way too much, bro. I'm sure it's true, but people are very hyped for Cell. Like, is Cell strong? Hell yes. But not as strong as some people like to believe he is. A lot of people say, well, Cell was holding back the entire time, right? Like, some people say that he was holding back a lot. Gohan was more powerful than Cell. Gohan was actually holding back against Cell most of that fight. When they have this final beam battle, even though Gohan is injured, and, he can't use his arm because his arm is all messed up. And he has to do this Kamehameha with one arm. And he even states he has only half his ki, which I think is kind of a BS statement. But I will make an entire video about that whole statement alone. Even then, he blasts Cell. It wasn't because Vegeta distracted him. We see Cell tank Vegeta all day long. When Vegeta blasts him, with regular energy blasts, Cell does not care. Cell walks straight through that. And we have to believe that one little energy bolt sort of distracts him enough for Gohan to get the upper hand. That's not what happened. Gohan was holding back, and he was afraid he would destroy the planet because Gohan has a lot of empathy. And Goku told him to
let it go.
And Gohan iced him. And that's what happened. Gohan finally just went full force. So Super Perfect Cell was Cell's at most maximum power, and he wasn't holding back any longer. Against the fight with Gohan, he wasn't holding back. And I argue that he wasn't holding back against Goku either. Yeah, but he saw him power up. Well, I need to do more research to do the whole math. But again, that's not the argument right now, right? What lots of people forget is that we see Cell get lots of Zenkais. Against Vegeta, he got a Zenkai. Against Goku, his entire upper body got blown up. Of course, he got a Zenkai. He even got a Sensu afterward, right? So he got a very obvious Zenkai and not a small one. So obviously, he would gain more power during that very battle. So Cell's power just gets a little bit hyped. And I will make a video about when he gets more powerful. But Cell starts off absolutely, positively weak sauce. Cell starts off as such a pushover in the beginning of the show that you can totally super easily explain when he got the Super Saiyan upgrade. You see, lots of people like to think that he got it when he was Perfect Cell. That is incorrect. Cell got his Super Saiyan form, his equivalent thereof, when he was in his imperfect Cell, when he was in his first form. That's when he got it. He got it when he went to face Piccolo a second time. That's when he had it. We didn't see him get it, but hell, we saw so many characters get Super Saiyan off screen, right? He was normal in his quote base form against Piccolo the first time they fought. And when he returned, he unlocked Super Saiyan. And that's what he was doing. He was unlocking Super Saiyan. That's why he was dodging all the fights. He was going to unlock that power. And then he came back. But can I prove it? Okay, hold my purse. So, in his fight with Super Namekian Piccolo, Imperfect Cell uses the Makanko Sapo, the special beam cannon. What I hear very little people mention, actually I heard nobody mention this before that I can recall, so this might be a bit of a blind spot within the community, is that attacks actually have multipliers. Not a lot, I hear nobody mention this, but the Kamehameha has a multiplier on your power level. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the special beam cannon has the greatest multiplier. Therefore, he has the longest run-up time. In their fight with the Raditz, in the fight with Goku and Raditz and Piccolo and Raditz, Raditz mentions the power levels of both Goku and Piccolo and Gohan and their attacks, giving us insight into their power levels. Piccolo, without weighted clothing, has a power level of 408. But when he performs the special beam cannon, he has a power level of 1330. 1330. This means he multiplied his power level over 3 times. Now, when Imperfect Cell is fighting Super Namekian Piccolo, these power levels are in the millions. Their power levels are sky high. If that's true, if the special beam cannon would multiply Imperfect Cell's power level, we are talking about a lot of digits. And Super Namekian Piccolo backhands this attack out of his way. He literally just pimp slaps this super powerful attack into the distance as if it was nothing. Meaning that Piccolo at that time was not only fast enough to catch the attack, but also powerful enough to deflect it without any damage, without even stopping him. That is a rather large power gap, ladies and gentlemen. Right? You did see Imperfect Cell get a drop on Piccolo, but I believe this has to do with Piccolo just fused. Piccolo didn't even know his name. He was even like, I am the Namekian who's long since lost his name. And then lady was, okay, just call me Piccolo, right? And the whole entire fanbase was like, oh god, thank god. No new name for Piccolo. And Cell had legitimately surprised him with knowing these abilities. He caught Piccolo off guard, right? So I believe that Piccolo wasn't giving 100% necessarily, right? He was most certainly against Android 17, but against Imperfect Cell, he might have been holding back just a little. You know, he was using smarts over brute force in that fight. And Cell got the smarts, used his smarts to get a drop on Piccolo, and everybody used a solar flare. You know, it's kind of like know your enemy sort of deal, right? So we see Cell shoot very powerful attacks at Piccolo, and Piccolo swipes these away. Cell comes back. He has absorbed who knows how many people. He blasts off with this brand new golden aura in this amazing scene of transformation, and he claps Piccolo's collective shit. There is not even a comparison between the two anymore. Cell has become so much more powerful. If there is a moment where he obtained the equivalent of a Super Saiyan transformation, that's that moment. That transformation is it. That was Cell going Super Saiyan. Cell went Super Saiyan in his imperfect form, and he beat Piccolo with a mighty... Like, Piccolo fires off another attack at him, right? The light grenade attack, I think we call it. And it doesn't phase Cell. You know, it doesn't even put a scratch on him. That's how big the power gap is. So, the suggestion that you can't make the math work is nonsensical. This is his first transformation. I have to give these transformations names, right? Like... Cell, the first time we see him is in his base form. When he see him with a golden aura, from that point on, I like to call him empowered Cell. Yeah, not full power Cell, because full power Cell is a thing, right? Because he is holding back his power against like Vegeta and Trunks when he is perfect Cell. So you can't call him full power Cell. But I don't think that he would be using his base form. I do believe that he's using his Super Saiyan form. Because Cell wants to push himself to the limit, right? He asked Trunks to show him his true power, right? He wants his true power. He's arrogant. Like all the other Saiyans before him, he wants his enemy to transform and beat his ass. Because he's looking for a challenge. But I believe that when he fought Piccolo the second time, he gained Super Saiyan. And I call this empowered Cell. So, base Cell, empowered Cell. Next up is super perfect Cell. Because he's perfect Cell at that point. Else he would just be Super Cell, I suppose. Does the math work there, right? Okay, we see Cell versus Gohan. Now, Gohan is stronger than Cell. I believe that there might be, and I'm hyping Gohan up right now, but highball, Gohan could beat Cell in Super Saiyan form. But Gohan had to be angry for that to happen, and he had to give it his all. And Gohan couldn't do that. Gohan couldn't just turn on the murder, right? Gohan was incapable of that. But I do believe that deep down inside, Gohan already had a power. So when he's fighting Cell, Cell actually pisses him off and he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2. A Super Saiyan 2 is double the power of a Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan is 50 times multiplier. Super Saiyan 2 is 100 times multiplier on your base form. So Cell doesn't stand a chance. And we see this in the manga, we see this in the show. Cell gets clapped. There is no context. I believe in the anime he has slightly more of a say, because you need a little bit, you need to have a fight to look at, right? But in the manga he couldn't touch Gohan, and when he comes back a super perfect Cell, all of a sudden he can hurt him, all of a sudden he can injure his arm, all of a sudden he poses a challenge. So obviously Cell has caught up to Gohan. So saying that Cell went Super Saiyan 2 and got his 100 times multiplier makes sense. Now, could Gohan still beat Cell if Cell got 100 times multiplier on his base form? If both of them had 100%, but Gohan was injured, yes, because of the rage multiplier. Gohan was angry And Gohan's rage is always has been foreshadowed to be a significant power boost. And Cell was being cocky. So Cell got distracted, he was being cocky, Gohan got angry, Gohan clapped his shit. End of Cell arc. The math works. No numbers needed. Logic, just figure out when, where. Everything fits, don't worry. And that would be plenty. After I was done editing this entire video project, the total runtime was just short of being 50 minutes in total length.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So, understandably, I decided to cut the video up into 3 parts. Now, I'm not going to upload these parts all at once, because my YouTube channel and I as a content creator sort of have a problem with content frequency. So if after well over a month worth of work and video editing, I can turn all that work into more than a single upload. You know, if I could turn it into more than just one video, then I'm going to take that chance. I will also upload like a complete version of the video, just the complete video. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel and hit the notification bell so you will be notified when the other parts will be uploaded. I mean, I guess you could check in manually and just look whether or not it's there, but if you could automate the entire process, then you would save yourself the brain capacity, right? Why wouldn't you? So, you will see me in the next video.
Bye.